what fruits have you seen so far from this initiative? Because I hope you've seen some.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've talked a lot about the difficulties. And again, I
Yeah.
think that's an important place to start and
Yep.
to acknowledge that reality.
Yep.
I have seen some beautiful fruits.
Good.
So it brings so much joy to my heart when I see the pastors, the clergy, the laity really engaged in the planning process
Yeah.
and really engaged in the changes and aspirational goals.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, when I read through those pastoral plans,
Mm-hmm.
there were moments where, I just would feel like tears in my eyes. I was so excited and impressed. They had thought of ideas I had never
Yes.
thought of.
Mm-hmm.
They had such wonderful ideas and such beautiful aspirations.
Mhm.
So that would be an example,
Yeah.
right? Like, hey, there's this beautiful light here.
Yeah. This is something the pastors have never done before. So
Perhaps not
that's
in
right,
this way.
Right.
Yeah. So that was very edifying for me,
Mhm.
very exciting, and to think, oh my gosh, the possibilities, because I couldn't see all of it
Right.
until the plans came
Yep.
in. So that was very endearing. And there's beautiful things happening, like even, say, for example, in some of the pastorates where they're really focused on their fraternity as the clergy,
Okay. Yeah.
and seeing the development of the leadership teams, right?
Yes.
So the leadership teams are to be made up of certainly the pastor, but other key roles in the parish,
Mhm.
laity and clergy,
Yep.
whoever it makes sense to help in the advisement. And then when I start hearing from some priests, oh my gosh, it's been so helpful to have others. I'm not all alone in making these
Mhm.
decisions in the way I was before. So where people have really engaged in that, it's beautiful to hear the fruitfulness.
Yes.
And these new positions,
yeah.
I had a priest say, oh my gosh, it has made such a difference to have this business administrator or facility person. I've heard a couple different things. And to hear oh my gosh, that makes such a difference.
Yeah.
So if they really implement it, it's actually designed to help the whole thing really thrive.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as laity, we don't think about the things like cemeteries and all these things
Oh,
that
there's so
take
many
so much
things.
time for a pastor, or they just don't get done.
Yes.
And to have someone like a facilities person be able to just take that off their shoulders is huge.
Yes. Well, especially when you have some have up to 8+ parishes,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So that's how do you get to all these facilities? And you take from, for example, way up the northwest, you take from Mobridge to Ipswich. That's 100 miles,
Yeah.
or whatever it is. And it's designed for 2 priests. Well, how are they supposed to do facilities
Yeah.
and all this stuff and maintain
That's
all these
impossible.
things, right? Or they're not able to do other things.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
I also think of it was so inspiring. They had one of the aspirational goals was a farm mess out of the Wessington Springs area.
Mhm.
And it was so edifying for me to hear the stories of how that was the laity who took it on, organized it, did all the planning, and the pastor saying, yeah, basically I didn't have to do anything with it, but approve it.
Yeah.
And different parishes took on different responsibilities,
that's
or
cool.
groups within the
Yeah.
parish. So Knights of Columbus, okay,
Yeah.
they're doing this. Someone's doing marketing, someone's doing the food, and so I've had a few of those kind of things where I'm seeing they're all working together.
Mhm.
And if we just use that farmhouse as an example, it was so well done.
Yeah.
In the Wessington Springs area, in a more rural area, but they had all this help to come in and they worked together. And I hope they felt awesome about it
Yeah.
because it was such an awesome event the way
Yeah.
they did it.